Well, there are a huge number of cases coming down the pipe. Examples, the Bladensburg Veterans Memorial, which has been up for over 90 years.
It's in the shape of a cross.
It's in the shape of a cross. It's been struck down as unconstitutional. That'll be on its way to the Supreme Court soon. If that were upheld, they would have to go and take down veterans memorials all over the country, and that Court of Appeals covers Arlington National Cemetery. They would have to go into Arlington and tear down the large crosses.
Every headstone there has got some religious symbol on it, not just crosses, but other faiths as well.
And the large crosses there in particular would be definitely on the list. But Coach Joe Kennedy, the coach who was fired for going to a knee silently after the game by himself and saying a prayer. President Trump tweeted about that twice as a candidate, saying this shouldn't happen in our country. The Baker case you mentioned, which was argued at the Supreme Court, there's an en banc on Friday. The court is going to look at a case where you have two en banc federal court of appeals going the opposite way on whether county commissioners can pray to open their meetings. So we're just beginning, but I mean 2018 is going to be a huge religious freedom year.
And this is what you all do, and you see these cases around the country, others within the military as well, and the rights of our servicemen and women. But to the point about the Baker case and the business cases, a lot of people get stuck there because they say, how can you possibly come down on the side of erring against LGBT rights? The couple who was denied the custom wedding cake at the Supreme Court said that it was a humiliating experience for them, and they're fighting to make sure no one else has to go through that. Dominic Holden of BuzzFeed, he's their civil rights reporter, pointed this out with the president's statement on this. He said, here's the president's Freedom Day proclamation. It gives a nod to Trump administration's belief that religion supersedes gay civil rights laws favoring bakers and such who would turn away same-sex couples. And a lot of people say that it's basically just cover when you use religious freedom to turn people away, that it's bigotry.
Well, all those cases that we've seen, including the case you mentioned at the Supreme Court, in none of those cases did the bakers not serve people who were LGBT. It's just that when they were asked to do a custom cake to celebrate a certain event, that they had different beliefs. And of course, weddings and marriage is a sacred thing to many people. It comes out of their faith. The way I look at this is, people have different beliefs on same-sex marriage. But the one thing I think we as Americans should be able to agree upon is people have a right to have different beliefs on same-sex marriage. And I think we're a big enough country where we can live and everybody can have their freedoms. I don't think really there's anybody that's not going to be able to get a wedding cake if they want to get a cake. And I think we can respect the people who have different beliefs on different issues and accommodate them as well. And we can all live in peace with one another. That's what the founders wanted us to do.
And quickly, because the president appealed so much to evangelicals and others who this is a top issue, and we see today his highest rating with a religious group is with the Mormons, who 61% of them say they approve of him. Quickly, how would you grade how he's doing? Because it was important for a lot of people. It's the reason they voted for him and his Supreme Court appointment. How would you grade him on how he's doing religious freedom?
I think on religious freedom, he's been unbelievably strong and good. From Gorsuch on the Supreme Court, all the lower court judges, how the Justice Department is weighing in with briefs on important cases. I mean, he has really been excellent.
All right, Kelly, keep us updated on all these cases as they work their way through the courts. Great to have you tonight.
Thanks for having me.